Okay. Let's do a Gear Raid 3 little guide here for kind of people trying to clear Gear Raid 319 for the first time. I know it's a little bit tricky. It took me some kind of fiddling, and so we're going to turn Power of Dominance off here. It's a little cheating, I feel like, if you have that on to try to do a guide of how to do for the first time. Um, so yeah, we should just be able to do one run here. All right, so this is what I have set up. I have a Raka here. You can use Lunaria instead. This is pretty much just for the, uh, the her Lord ability for the extra range. She does give a little bit extra on top of that, but when I first cleared this, it was not with Araka. I just got her. It was with Lunaria, so it's not a requirement. Idril is a requirement, though. She is absolutely required for this. Everybody should have her, and have her maxed if you can. I do have her maxed on everything. I have her Awaken at 5, and I'm using Idril's Gaze on her, which is also maxed. Gear wise, I've done this with two different ones, and this is up and down. It kind of depends on what you prefer on what's more consistent. So this one has a little bit more rage regen. It's a little bit more cushion. The other set of gear I was using has a little bit more single target damage, and that's what I have on Hex. So as you can see, this one has 100% crit, 37% rage regen, and total attack is just over 10k. On Hex, the difference is that this has the single target set on the side, and you have 80% crit and 20% crit. So less crit, less rage regen, however, much more attack speed. So it kind of balances out, honestly, between the two. I've done it with both. I would lean towards the more rage regen, honestly, on Idril. It just gives it a little bit more cushion to work with on the in between that first and second phase of when you need to get her ult back again. So besides Idril, I have Hex and Silas as kind of my two front men. Both of them doing damage on the boss. As you can see, it's all tier 1 gear. Nothing crazy here on gearing. Uh, my artifact for Hex is literally the only one I have upgraded. It's a +1, so it's 13 out of 13 for Spirit Siphon, which gives me some single target damage. This is just another mythic one I had for Silas, 10 out of 10. So no upgrades on this. This is pretty bare bones gear, honestly. Pelagios holds down the left side by himself. I have a Reaper's emblem on him. As you can see, gear wise, again, nothing crazy. I do have two tier 3 pieces, but that's just because it's stuff I rolled that was decent. Obviously, you can do this with tier 1 gear as well, because this just gives a little bit of crit damage and attack. So, and they're not even +16 on 3 of these pieces, and no set on the right side. So you could easily gear him better than this with tier 1 gear, like no problem. And then skills wise for Hex, you can see not maxed on skills. Silas not maxed on skills. I don't have Vierna. Pelagio's not maxed on skills. So this is definitely not an in-game build. This is somebody who, my account is like 75 days old now. And so I do not have a lot of maxed out heroes. You can see Pelagios is not even 6 out of 6 promotion. I'm just poor on resources. So I have what I'm able to get here. Luckily, I have Elowen. If you don't have Pelagios, you can use Maul as well for this spot. If you don't have Elowen, you can use Hollow. If you don't have Hollow or Elowen, somebody that gives Rage Regen is very handy to have. If you don't have anybody, you might struggle a little bit with this, just unless you can build a bunch of Rage Regen on Idril. Dolores is mandatory, as she is with almost every in-game gear. I do have her A5, which makes this a lot less RNG dependent, because at A5 her rage regen proc is 80% when her ult ends. And also, I got very lucky. I have a piece of her exclusive gear, which jumps that up to 100%. So there's no RNG involved for Dolores for me now, because she always gets her rage back at the end of her ult with this piece. So besides that, you can see I just stacked a bunch of attack on her, and that's kind of what she is: attack and rage regen. So that's pretty much it for gear. Dolores also has the Golden Scarab artifact, which is, as you can see, also not leveled up. Um, I am just at Gear Raid stage 19 on 1, 2, and 3, and artifact materials only 18. I still can't kind of clear 19 with that. So just to give you an idea of where I am to be able to do this. And Narvi and Olog, they're not even necessary. They're really here just to give another ult to pop and to get a little cost regen at the beginning to get people out quicker for Narvi. Olog, as long as you kill the boss quick enough, you don't even need to drop him. He's only there to absorb the suicide bomber kind of hits if the boss is still alive a little bit later into the phase. Um, Idril has a skill here that each time you ally casts an ultimate, she gets bonus damage for her next attack. And so that's why I keep Olog and Narvi in. I just, after you pop her ult, pop these guys, kind of one after the other to give her more bonus damage. So let's get right into it here. A little bit of a long intro, sorry about that. But first thing we're going to do is drop Idril. And before we go too far here, I know that a lot of people drop Idril back here, and then they drop Dolores up here in this spot, and their other damage dealer on the left. If you have enough damage to be able to just get away with 2 damage dealers, that's fine. I don't see a reason to, since there's plenty of slots for damage. And I just throw Hex and Silas up here in these first 2 spots, and then I'll put Dolores here. So first thing you want to do is put those 2 there. You shouldn't run into any rage issues if you drop Idril first, because she'll have plenty of time to kind of get her ults off. You do run into issues if you try to drop these guys up here first. I was doing that before because I didn't have quite enough damage to kill these 4 guys in time, but now no problem being able to kill these guys. So drop Idril first just to get her ult built up, then Dolores, then these other 2. As soon as Idril's ult's up, we're going to pop it first. So we're popping it first so she gets the bonus damage immediately afterwards, and then immediately Dolores. Now, as soon as the boss comes up, we're popping these ults. And you can drop Narvi. Could have done that beforehand, but that's fine. We're going to hit Narvi's ult as soon as it's available, just to give Idril a little bit more bonus damage. Then we got Eloin to drop. We're going to put Pelagios on the left. And if you don't kill the boss in this first phase, that's not a problem. You should have plenty of time to kill him. Hit Pelagios' ult as soon as it's up. Okay, now we're going to wait for Idril again. So as soon as Idril's ult is up again, we're going to pop it, and she should melt this guy on the right immediately. There, boom. And then we're going to pop these guys again just to finish off the boss. And that lets her turn her focus over there. If you don't kill the boss fast enough, sometimes she will not focus the person on the right that you need to. So that's why I like to have both of these up here, because if she's plinking away over here, this guy can just scoot on down and get in, and she doesn't even turn to look sometimes. It's very annoying, her target focus, but that's why I bring 2 up here, because I want to melt the boss as fast as I can. And to do that, I need those guys there so she can focus on what she needs to. So I'm just going to pop an ult now and then. Probably pop a log down. Also, that's fine. Plenty of damage. So from here, as long as you get past that portion, you should be fine, because the next rage, kind of spot is not tight. That first one is kind of the one where you're like, sometimes they're starting to move by the time Idril's ult comes up. But see, she's already almost got it back up again. So we're going to hit Pelagios. Actually, you know what? We'll hit Idril, hit Pelagios. No problem. So at this point, just kind of cleaning up. These guys will come out. She'll turn to focus them. We'll pop some more ults just to give her some more bonus damage. But this is it. This is the end. And that's that. Okay. That was pretty clean run. I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to swap the gear that I told you about between Hex and Idril, just to it's not a thumbs up, but it's decent. I'll hold on to it. I don't have a lot of tier 2 gear yet. So we'll go back here, and we're going to swap the gear between Hex and Idril just to show you what I was talking about with the rage. And so here. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so now Hex has the 100% crit rate, and Idril, say it different every time, has the single target damage, less crit, less rage regen. So we're going to see, to see how her rage is with this. But the attack speed is much faster. So I have noticed that it's almost better. So obviously, I can go back and compare the two to see. But I feel like the boss dies faster this way also, which is kind of crazy. And maybe it's just her attack speed is why, because she's getting so many more attacks during the ult. It's the only thing I can really think of. I mean, yeah, look, it feels it's so much faster. So, yeah, I mean, boss is already dead. So the whole point of that is, even though it looks like the higher rage regen and crit attack, at 100% would be better for her. Sometimes some heroes do better with different stats. So higher attack speed and the single target, you would think also being on Hex, the single target set would make the boss die faster, but the boss died much faster this time when she had it on. So almost put the wrong person down. So there's Pelagios. Also, I probably could wait. I don't need to pop Dolores immediately at that first one. Actually, you know what? Let's do it again real quick because I'm curious. So we're going to put these two down. I think I'm going to put Silas down first because his ult seems to come up slower. I'm going to wait on Dolores's ult, Dolores's ult until I'm ready to pop these two for the boss, because I don't need to pop Dolores just to kill this one guy. So I can go ahead and do this. And now, as soon as they come up, all three of those, that should be a little bit cleaner. They get Dolores for longer during their ults here. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And we're going to hit Pelagio as soon as he's up. This time I remember to put a log down immediately. So now, here's the only time you ever run into any issues. If you can't get her ult up before this guy starts to move, you might run into problems. And this is where the window's tight. So we're going to look here. It's going to be tight, but I think we're fine. Yeah, see. So that's the only issue. That's kind of the breaking point there. As long as you can do that, you should be fine with this whole run. Given that the boss is dead before that. Because otherwise she's going to split her focus and you might not kill that guy. Yeah, so that's kind of it. We'll just kind of finish out this run and close it out here. We're just kind of working our way through this game, trying to get these next few steps done. Honestly, getting GR3-19 on all three of them is such a huge step to be able to get this new gear. And so hopefully, we can't do that one. Hopefully this helped. If anybody did, find help or has any comments down below to let me know what I've done stupid, because I'm not an expert. This is just what worked for me. So, if you have any, holy shit, an ancient, look at this. Whoa. I mean, it's a tier 1, but damn, that's a really good amulet. That's only like my, I don't know, maybe 5th ancient piece I've ever got drop. So yeah, cool. Good way to end it. All right. Well, cheers everyone. I'll see you later.